Hello, welcome back to the channel. It's time for another review of the latest episode of Star Trek Lower Decks, Season 5, Episode 7. We're dangerously close now to the series finale of this show, and I am not ready for that. Just like I wasn't ready for the Discovery finale early on this year. Anyway, this episode, I have mixed feelings about this episode. I'll explain why as I go through it. So, this episode has quite a number of callbacks to many other Star Trek episodes. There's even a special guest appearance that I did not expect, as I'm sure a lot of people weren't expecting until they saw what happened. Again, if you've seen the episode, you know, but I'll get to it as I go through the episode. But there was a character that in this episode just didn't feel right for me. So the episodes that are called back, there's actually three episodes. The main one being Voyager's Blink of an Eye, where there's a massive different time dilation between Voyager and this planet down below, which is where the EMH gets sent down to for what seemed seconds for Voyager was for years for him, which is kind of in the similar frame when the three main girls, Mariner, T'Lyn, and Tendi, are sent on this away mission that they look like orange version of Andorians. That for every second that passes on the Cerritos, a month passes for them. And then, of course, there's references to the TNG episode, The Inner Light. When Picard lived for 25 minutes, he lived out this entire life, learned to play the flute, one of the best episodes of TNG. And then there's also a reference to, I believe the episode is called Time Arrow. But again, I'll explain that reference as we go. So yeah, the episode basically is once again, which is we're dealing with the temporal fissures that we haven't really seen much of throughout this season. And since this is supposed to be the big arc of this season is trying to figure out what these temporal incursions are, we're 7 episodes deep and we don't have a lot to go on here. They haven't really been appearing all that much. They appeared a few times in the early on this season, but we kind of mainly just forgotten about it, in large in part, until now we get it with a reference to the Enterprise D, a purple Enterprise D, where this universe everything's more purple. So I wonder if that version of Picard on the Purple Enterprise can actually speak with a French accent. But yeah, so it turns out that they're trying to close this fissure, as apparently the third one this week. And then they get readings that there is a Purple Enterprise situation down on this planet, which is why we have our 3 girls going down there. Now, there's a bit of a unofficial rivalry going on between Tendi and T'Lyn, because one of them, both of them have applied to be the chief science officer. And so, yeah, this is where I have my issues with this episode, because to me, I don't know if it's just me, but the way Tendi acts, like, she's trying to one-up T'Lyn to be able to, get this position, doesn't feel like her. It doesn't fit in with her character. It's something Boimler would do, not Tendi. Now, I could be mistaken with this, but just this entire episode, with the way Tendi was acting, it felt off to me. And that's kind of like my big negative of this episode, is she's constantly trying to one up her. T'Lyn's just T'Lyn. She doesn't know what's going on. She's that's the Vulcan in her. But yet, like I said, all that goes on. So that's the A plot. They go down, they beam down, they try to figure out, get what's there, so they don't tamper with this species development, because they're pre-warp. So kind of, a callback. There's actually is a callback to one of my favorite Enterprise episodes, Carbon Creek. That Mariner says to T'Lyn. And yeah, like I said, it's just Tendi trying her best to one-up Tendi without realizing that Tendi just not Tillin that Tillin just is being Tillin. She doesn't really care about it. And one of the things that they find from this purple enterprise, which is, like I said, there's a reference to, I believe, again, the episode is Time's Arrow, with Commander Data's head. Yes, purple Data. We have a purple Data now. Like I said, so that is a callback to that, which, Brent Spiner is once again reprising the role of Data for this, and I did not see it coming, because the only recurring past Trek alumni that's coming back that we know of, that we still have yet to see, is Harry Kim, with a whole bunch of different Harry Kims that we've seen in the trailer. So I was shocked and happy to see Brent Spiner here, even though it's just his head. But still, I'm glad that he once again is, after Picard season 3, has just, still coming back to the franchise. And it's interesting, he's trying to help Tendi to get the chief science officer gig, and Mariner is trying to do her own inner light situation, and it always gets her thrown into jail. So yeah, the B plot is, like I said, it's kind of non-existent, where Rutherford and Boimler accidentally fuck up the transporter, and because of that, the away team has been down there for a year, one full year. Like I said, so that's call back to the Voyager episode, Blink of an Eye. And they actually have to lick the screen, because you're not allowed to have food near the transporter, and this is why, because Boimler accidentally spills his weird concoction all over the place, and that's why they can't get beamed back for a whole year for them. So that's a whole year that they just lived out, that they're not going to get back, because they lived it on that planet. And yeah, it's a good episode. I definitely enjoyed it, but Tendi just didn't feel like Tendi. The way she just kept trying to one-up her, and I should have seen it coming, because I knew it's so obvious that with these two, they end up having a heart-to-heart after they get tied up. Tendi and Tillin, where Tillin's like, oh, I'm just going to retract my my application. That Data's head tells Freeman that they should both have the gig, and they both get the gig. So that's cliche to me. I should have been able to figure that's the way that was going to end up, with both of them being that way. So yeah, like I said, as an episode, it's good. It has a lot of callbacks. I'm happy to see Brent Spiner. In the role, we get mentions of Geordi, we get mentions of Picard as well, with the Inner Light. There's a lot of callbacks to some phenomenal episodes. Now, I haven't seen Time's Arrow, so I can't really lump that one in with the Inner Light and Blink of an Eye. But still, there's a lot of callbacks, and like I said, even Carbon Creek, that one of my favorite Enterprise episodes, got a reference in this episode. And yeah, I liked it. I just didn't like Tendi in this episode. This is something that Boimler would have done. Season 1, Season 2 Boimler would have definitely pulled this type of stunt in order to get in with the upper level of command. But that's just my opinion. So let me know what you thought of this episode in the comments down below. And as always, I'll be back next Thursday for my review of episode 8 of Star Trek Lower Decks. And I shall see you tomorrow for the final movie in Trilogy Month, which will be Spider-Man 3. Yes, we're now at the end of Trilogy Month. And we're Jesus Christ, we've got like 32 days left in this year. Wow. Fuck me, time's flying. But anyway, yeah, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I shall catch you all on the next upload.